Hello and welcome to That's English.
Yes, hello. Those strawberries look delicious.
They're from my neighbour's allotment. An allotment is a small piece of public land where people grow their own fruit and vegetables.
Can I try one?
Yes, of course.
This tastes fantastic.
Yes, my neighbours live a very healthy life. They have an alternative lifestyle, I suppose.
Can you explain what you mean?
Well, they're not interested in buying things and having lots of money. They live a very simple life.
Isn't that rather boring?
Well, they don't think so. They seem very happy. Today's episode is about different lifestyles.
We're going to meet Isla and Zach and their daughter, Sienna.
Yes, but before we watch, here's our question.
What important work does Zach do?
We'll plant the lettuces over there,
I like lettuce.
and then the potatoes can go here.
Can I plant the potatoes?
Of course you can, Sienna.
I know everything about potatoes and I love gardening.
Hi. Yes? Who? I'm sorry, Chris. Chris? I don't believe it. What now? We're at our allotment at the top of Whitehawk Road? An old school friend's going to pop up. Chris! Great to see you.
I was in the area. I found your number from Roland.
This is Isla.
Hello, Chris. Nice to meet you.
And the gardener's our daughter, Sienna.
Gardeners are very important people around here.
Why aren't you at work? Are you on holiday?
No, this is the work I do. And it's very important work. I stay at home and look after Sienna.
Oh dear. Is she not well?
She's fine. It's just that we decided to homeschool her.
What about money? How do you manage without a steady income?
We have just enough money to get by. What about you? Are you doing anything exciting these days?
Yeah, things are going really well. I made a lot of money a couple of years ago, and business is still booming.
Well done. Are you married?
I was married. It didn't last long. I got divorced a couple of years ago. But I'm happy being single again. I've got a top-of-the-range company car, a luxurious office, and a personal assistant who looks after me and makes me coffee.
Well, that's great.
You know, I always thought you'd become somebody really important. You were good at everything at school. I really admired you.
Thanks.
You've changed a lot since I last saw you. I could get you a more challenging and well-paid job, you know.
OK, thanks. Both Isla and I think that family life is more important than anything else. And I want to be around for Sienna.
Couldn't Isla look after Sienna?
Here's a fork, if you want to do something useful.
I'm not really dressed for gardening.
Come on, you'll enjoy it. Can you imagine anywhere more peaceful than this?
I know. Why don't I take you all somewhere nice for a meal?
That's very kind of you. But we'll go back home later and have something to eat there. OK?
Wow, Zach and Chris seem to have chosen very different lifestyles since school.
Yes, but Zach seems much happier than Chris. Did you answer our question? What important work does Zach do?
I stay at home and look after Sienna.
He stays at home and looks after Sienna.
And Sienna is educated at home. She doesn't go to school.
Yes, that's a different option and perfectly legal in Britain. You don't even have to follow the national curriculum.
Well, I think that children should go to school and be with other children. In the video, we heard people expressing general ideas. Watch.
I like lettuce. I know everything about potatoes.
Gardeners are very important people around here.
To talk about things in general, we don't use the definite article, the. For example, Ashley thinks that children should be educated at school. We say children, not the children.
Yes, but when we refer to specific things, we use the definite article, the. Watch.
Can I plant the potatoes?
We'll plant the lettuces over there, and then the potatoes can go here.
So to talk about things specifically, we use the definite article the. For example, the strawberries from my neighbour's allotment are delicious.
In the video, we also heard people referring to non-specific people, places and objects.
Yes. Notice how Chris invites Zach for a meal.
I know. Why don't I take you all somewhere nice for a meal?
See? Zach is inviting Chris to go somewhere nice for a meal. And he uses the word somewhere and an adjective nice to refer to an unspecified restaurant.
Here are some more examples. Watch.
You do anything exciting these days?
You know, I always thought you'd become somebody really important.
Indefinite pronouns like something, somewhere, or nothing, nowhere, can also be followed by else.
Yes, for example, Zach thinks that family life is more important than any other thing. Watch.
Both Isla and I think that family life is more important than anything else.
Yes, he thinks that family life is more important than anything else. So, Annabelle, if you've nothing better to do, why don't you take me somewhere nice for a meal after the programme?
I'm sorry, Ashley, but I'm meeting somebody else after the programme.
Oh. Well, let's watch the next part of the episode. Zach and Chris are discussing their lifestyles. Let's see if Chris decides to do something radical to change his lifestyle.
Yes, he's quite materialistic. He likes money and cars.
People who are materialistic are often greedy. They never have enough and always want more.
But Zach's not ambitious at all. He doesn't care about success. He just wants a simple, happy life. Perhaps Chris will want the same.
Now, try to find the answer to this question. What 3 decisions does Chris finally make?
Please, make yourself at home.
Thank you. So, why do you educate Sienna at home?
Because schools concentrate on exam results. They're not really interested in the child. Obviously, education is incredibly important. But neither Zach nor I like the education system in this country.
That's very radical. I suppose you're either communist or anarchists.
It's not about politics. We're neither communists nor anarchists. We just want a good quality of life.
You make me feel boring and conventional. I suppose I am materialistic, a child of the 80s. Don't you ever worry about money?
If we've got enough food and a place to live, we're fine.
Both Zach and I are very content.
Ah, thanks, Zach. Cheers. You know, actually, things aren't as good as I said before. I work really hard. I'm in the office at 7 in the morning and I'm usually there till 8 at night. So I haven't got time to make any friends.
Oh dear.
Okay, thank you. So, why did you ring me after so many years, Chris?
Well, you know, at school I didn't have many friends. You were great at everything. Captain of the cricket team. But you were always very good to me.
Was I? Well, I just wanted to be helpful. It's good to see you again.
Well, since leaving school, I've become very ambitious, trying to make a lot of money. But then I became greedy.
Oh dear.
Anyway, things aren't as good as I told you the other day.
Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that.
1 espresso and 1 sparkling water.
Sparkling waters for me, please.
Thanks. Recently, I started drinking a lot because I'm stressed. Last month, the police stopped me for drinking and driving.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's not all. Both my father and my grandfather died of heart attacks before they were 50.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
I rang you because I needed to speak to someone kind. Someone I respect.
Well, Chris, if I can help in any way.
You can either come home for a chat or come and work on the allotment any time you want.
Yeah, I'd love that. You know, I really like your lifestyle. I think I'm going to sell the car and buy myself a bicycle. Then I'm going to get an allotment. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Thank you.
Poor Chris. He was quite upset.
Yes, but it's good he's got someone to talk to.
Definitely. Now, what's the answer to our question? What 3 decisions does Chris make?
I'm going to sell the car and buy myself a bicycle. Then I'm going to get an allotment.
He's going to sell the car, buy a bicycle, and get an allotment.
Wow, that's a big change to his lifestyle.
It certainly is. In the video, we heard people talking about choices between 2 possibilities, using either or. Watch.
I suppose you're either communists or anarchists.
We also heard people saying the same thing about 2 people or things.
In the affirmative, we use both and. Watch.
Both Zach and I are very content.
And in the negative, we use neither nor.
But neither Zach nor I like the education system in this country.
So, Ashley, how would you describe your lifestyle? Are you alternative or conventional?
I'm both alternative and conventional. A bit of both. I'm a bit materialistic, like Chris in the episode, but I also like the idea of having an allotment and growing strawberries, like those ones.
I think we're both a bit materialistic. You like cars and I like both shoes and clothes.
Chris says he's a child of the 80s. That means he grew up between 1980 and 1989. That was a very materialistic period in Britain.
We asked some people how their lifestyles, interests and values have changed in the last 10 years. Watch.
My thoughts have, thought patterns have changed like a different person, almost like 2 lives. So definitely a big change.
Well, I guess in one sense, my values and lifestyle have become more compassionate.
Having children. I think that changes many people's perspectives.
I've certainly changed a lot since I've had children. I've got another younger daughter as well, and it's certainly not a world that I grew up in.
Yeah, my life definitely changed in the past 10 years, traveling a lot more and being more social and just getting involved in all sorts of things.
Well, in the last 10 years it changed very much because I've moved from a little country to a little island to a big Canada and a big city, Toronto, so it has changed dramatically.
I do think people's lifestyles and values have changed over the last 10 years. I think people have become a more open society, things have become more global for people, and their lifestyle has actually increased in value over time. So I think things have changed over the last 10 years.
Well, everyone seems to think that they have changed in some way.
Yes, and several people mentioned travelling or having children. Do you think your lifestyle has changed much since you had a baby, Annabelle?
Oh, without a doubt. A radical change. My time isn't my own anymore.
Well, that's all for today's programme. See you next time.
Bye-bye.